Joining us now for more on the House Leadership Shakeup is political analyst Franco. Gene, thank you so much for joining us. You just heard several congressmen saying that there's no squabble in the lower house. Do you agree with them?
I do not agree. And, of course, they will say that because they don't want to be perceived as super gung-ho on politics and not working enough, no? Despite the many problems that we have.
And in your view, how many factions are there in the lower house? Is it just the Martin Romualdez faction and the Duterte faction, or there are more within the confines of the lower house?
I'm not so sure, but what is clear right now is that the speaker seems to have the upper hand. No, the resolution that was approved by the House of Representatives was, though it's it just sends a message of the sentiment of the House as resolutions are, but it it was perceived as a loyalty check to the speaker, actually.
And do you think, Jean, that the changes in the upper echelons of the leadership and committee chairmanships is already over? Or could there still be more tectonic shifts within the lower house over the next days and weeks?
There might be, yes, there might be tectonic shifts given the 2025 elections.
So 2025 elections, why do our politicians, although they're saying that it's business as usual, it has nothing to do with, well, as far as 2028, why a year and 5 months into this Marcos administration already making these political shifts within the leadership?
Well, because the idea is, I'd like to believe that politicians are rational, so they would want to win again or to be re-elected so that they can stay in power. And as they say, they can, quote unquote, serve their constituents.
So do you think that these leadership changes are just between the House Speaker and the Duterte faction, or is the President also involved in these ongoing leadership intramurals in the lower house?
That we cannot be sure, given that with all these rumblings, the President has not been heard of. No, he seems to be quite successful in, not being perceived as having to do with all these rumblings. And in fact, I think probably they want to be seen as having still a solid unity team, no? In the way they campaigned in the 2022 elections.
But there are already cracks. I mean, so early into this administration, and with the midterm elections still in 2025.
Yeah, but as they say, you should prepare early. And of course, when you talk about elections, you need resources and funds to be able to win. And that has everything to do with what's happening right now.
But these lawmakers, Jean, were voted by the people, and they should be working for the people. So could this impact legislation this year and going forward until 2025?
Well, let's just believe that they can multitask. The people that were interviewed earlier said that, they're working, they're doing something. So, yeah, let's just wait and see.
And has this political infighting, in your view, already spread to the Senate? Or is it just isolated to the lower house?
Well, the Senate has always been perceived as a separate republic with different kingdoms. So because of the size of the Senate, it's quite it is small in size, and It can be that they're just waiting and see, and we will see things happening in the very near future, because a lot are re-electionists also in the Senate, no? So we'll see.
So what do you think will happen with this debate in the Senate regarding the confidential and intelligence funds?
Well, it just goes to show that they're still trying to grapple with it, given the public sentiment against the confidential fund. It also shows that the Senate is listening, no, to the sentiment of the public against this controversial fund. But I think the best thing is really to assess the ways in which these confidential funds can really be what you call this can really be evaluated as to whether they really benefit, no, the interest of the public in the long run.
And as you say, Jean, the drama will indeed continue in the lower house. Thank you so much for your insights. Political
Thank you.
analyst Jean Franco.